viewer, welcome back to 54A. It's been a while, I've been a bit indisposed. I'm still sitting down now on a stool. So I'm going to just do a little simple bowl today. Well, it's not that simple because it's Purpleheart and it's quite a hard wood to turn. But you get a really nice finish on it. I've already got the blank in a screw chuck and just about to put mortise on the one end, providing it doesn't come out my screw chuck. It's important with any tool, with any wood, to keep your tool sharp, but something as hard as this, extra sharp. I think that'll do for that. So I'm going to sand and polish inside there so it's finished. Okay, I've got it in the O'Donnell jaws now. Nice little mortise in there. Now's the time to put some shape on it. Just started basically, just a little taper there at the moment. Still a little flat spot there, but that'll go as I'm shaping it. Bear in mind it's only about 5 inches at the most, so it's not going to be a very big bowl, more of a little finger bowl really, but just do whatever shape you want. I want to get a little foot on this if possible. It won't be very big, but that's what I'm going to work towards. It's a really hard wood to turn, but the carbide cutter's making a decent job of it, and you're getting quite a good finish on it as well. So I shall persevere for a bit and see you later. Now I'm just shaping this with this little tiny spindle gouge, and I don't want it to be a stem, I just want to give it a bit of shape. So going a bit further, and this is the only thing that I could think of really. I could probably, now I've got in a bit, I could probably use a bigger version of this. Right, I've decided I want to give the impression that the bowl is actually sitting in a base a bit. So I'm just going to put a little line in here. If you get what I'm on about. I think the camera can pick that up. Put the blind down a bit because the sun's getting in the way. Yeah, it wants a bit more yet. That's the idea. Yeah, that's it. Now I can carry on and finish the shape, and then the massive job of hollowing this out. That's better. Just put a little bead in there just to break it up a bit, make it look a little bit more interesting. And now I've just got to put a little bit of shape on this shoulder here. I think that'll do. Right, I'm going to get on with the hollowing now. That should take a fair while. I'm just going to vary what I'm using, scraper, gouges, probably go on to carbides, very hard wood, so a long way to go, and I'm just going to take my time on it. Definitely prefer the little carbide cutters on a wood this hard. Seems the best one for me to take most of the wood out. If you find it's a bit vicious, because these are incredibly sharp tools, you don't have to go dead flat, just tilt it slightly, tilt it towards you like that, and you get less vicious cut. So if you feel it's starting to grab like that, just tilt it a bit and you get a much smoother cut. You'll take a little bit less wood off, but rather take less wood off than split the whole thing in half. Yep, I think this is the right tool for the job, and I get some lovely shavings off it as well. But still got about ½ inch to go, near enough. So see you later on. A good thing about using these carbides, you don't have to keep changing the angle. If you get what I mean, you can go in straight like that and keep it straight, because you've got a big cutting area, whereas with a spindle gouge you've got to make sure it's exactly the right angle. Even with a scraper you've only got a certain amount of angle, so you have to turn it slightly, like on its axis. With a round one, as I say, you can keep it just straight, whatever angle you go in at. You've no need to keep manoeuvring the tool around like that. I'm just putting a few finishing cuts on this now. I think I've gone just about deep enough. That's looking pretty good and feeling pretty good as well. So I'm just going to finish this edge off. I'll just round it off very slightly so there's no hard angle on it, and start the sanding process. That's better. That's coming along quite nicely. Don't forget, when you're sanding, always keep your sandpaper moving. If you keep it in one place, you're going to end up with little grooves in the wood, and that's what you're trying to get rid of. Now, sanding sealer I use, just cellulose sanding sealer, and I thin it down, 2 parts sanding sealer and 1 part cellulose thinners. You can play around with that however you want, but I find that's just about the right mixture. And I usually give it a couple of coats. I think most people in the country, if not the world, have tried Yorkshire Grit by now, and you'll know how good it is. As long as you follow the instructions. Work it in for a couple of minutes with the lathe still, then turn the lathe on slow, use the same piece of cloth that you put the Yorkshire Grit on with, and work it in. Turn your lathe speed up, carry on doing that. Well, you can see already it's shining. Now all I've got to do is get it off. Nice clean piece of paper towel. When your paper towel's clean, there's none left on the piece. Now then, there's been a thing on Facebook recently, past few weeks, about can you put lacquer over Yorkshire Grit? And the answer is yes. I've done it before. I don't know if I did a video of it, but cheap car lacquer. If you use the Woodturning lacquer, it's probably smaller than this, dearer than this, and it doesn't go as far as this. So just get yourself some clear lacquer from your car spares suppliers, and this is what you do. Once you've got it all sanded down or Yorkshire gritted and took all the Yorkshire grit off with a clean paper towel, I have the lathe spinning as slow as it will go, which is 500, and put a very fine coat of lacquer on. Let it dry, rub it down. It's a bit like spraying a car. Right, see what we can do. That's the first coat. As you can see, it's already shining, but it may be a bit rough. So I'm just going to let it dry, rub it down with 1200 grit, then give it another coat, and build it up like that, about, well, as many coats as you want. 3 is usually enough for me, and just keep doing that and we'll see what it turns out like. Don't be tempted to put too much lacquer on at once. You'll end up, it'll take ages to dry. If you switch the lathe off, it will start just dripping down and you get little blobs everywhere. So fine coats, take your time, build it up. Leave that for another few minutes, rub that down. Alright, that's had 4 fine coats now, and I think that's enough. It's beautiful, the different colours on that, the different shades. I'm going to let it dry off properly. It's still slightly tacky, and then I'll take it off and give you a proper look at it. Now then, I've had another sticker off Mike Atkinson over in the US America States thing place over the pond, and thanks very much, Mike. That will be going on the board, and hope you've got mine as well. Well, I think you have. Well, there it is, nice and dry, and look at the different shades on that. It's beautiful. 4 coats of lacquer, just rub down, a bit of wet and dry, use dry, and same as if you were treating, spraying a car, and that's turned out okay. Lovely colour. Probably will change colour over the next few weeks. This stuff does tend to, but I like that. So the answer to the question, can you put lacquer over Yorkshire Grit? Yes, you can. Right, that's that. Thank you very much for watching again, and thank you all new subscribers. I've had quite a few lately. You must be very bored. And got to have a tidy up again now. One thing about wood turning, you learn how to use a hoover. So I'll see you soon for the next one, hopefully. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget UKISS in July. See you all soon. Bye now.